Hey guys, Crypto here with another video and another day and another pretty stupid thing that I discovered or realized in the sequels, and it pertains to Anakin's lightsaber, or whatever they want to call it, the Skywalker lightsaber. So, on top of the Maz Kanata story for another time, nobody knows how she got it. It just happens to be there, and it just it calls to Rey, right? We're fetishizing lightsabers now and objects in Star Wars instead of the Force. Now the objects themselves, inanimate objects, are part of that, and which is corny and lame. And I know that's happened in other things, Clone Wars, different things. Sorry, not into it at all. But having said that. So we all remember this scene, right? Okay, so after this scene happens, so the Holdo maneuver happens. Just the Holdo maneuver, my word. But anyways, the Holdo maneuver happens right at the same time that the lightsaber explodes, right? And then when we cut back to that scene, Rey's gone, Kylo's knocked out on the floor, and Hux is in there. And I guess she grabbed the two lightsaber pieces off screen and then took Snoke's ship and left. When you watch the scene, like, the thing blows in half. Like, who knows where the pieces even went, but whatever. She finds the pieces. That alone was silly. But then I was thinking in my mind, because there's so much wrong with The Last Jedi and with The Rise of Skywalker, that stuff like this slips your mind. And I was thinking in my mind about how she is using that lightsaber in The Rise of Skywalker. Now, I know they showed it at the end of The Last Jedi all broken, but then she's using it again in The Rise of Skywalker, and I wasn't even cluing into the fact that this wasn't... I mean, in my mind, I knew it wasn't her lightsaber, but that it was, Luke's before that. But I didn't connect the dots that, wait a minute, this has been fixed. And they didn't really emphasize that and whatever. There's concept art of that. Okay. Which is pretty, like, just make your own lightsaber. Like, at this point, why are you remaking this thing? Why don't you just make your own? And then this is what they ended up doing. It almost looks like a watch strap around. Like, there should be a lot wrong with this lightsaber, right? Is it possible you could reuse the Kyber crystal? I guess they showed it, so yeah. But there was a lot wrong with that lightsaber. Why would you reuse that? Yeah, lightsaber. And it brought me to thinking, like, one of the things that sort of has always been accepted in the lore is that building your own lightsaber is like a rite of passage to be a Jedi Knight. Like, it's like what you need to do. And we know that that's a big issue because we have the scene with Vader when he sees Luke's lightsaber that he constructed himself.
I see you have constructed a new lightsaber. Your skills are complete. Indeed, you are powerful, as the Emperor has foreseen.
And, you notice how he says, oh, you've constructed your own lightsaber. Your skills are now complete. You are powerful. So it's obviously a rite of passage to another level. Now, obviously, Rey was already at the most extreme level, Force-sensitive-wise and all that stuff, and just being perfect at everything. But it dawned on me, she didn't even build her own lightsaber. Like, she didn't even do the stuff you're supposed to do. So, we're going to make her a Mary Sue, and we're just going to say, not only does she not need training, she doesn't need any of this, she doesn't need any of that, doesn't need any guidance. In fact, she's going to bring Luke back into the fold. She doesn't need anything. On top of that, she doesn't even have to construct a lightsaber. She just does this, what looks like a very cheap repair. Like, what? What were they thinking? There's, what, a year gap between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker? That was the perfect opportunity to have her with a new lightsaber. Instead of doing that, they put it at the end of the film. You're like, what? So after everything's over and you're like the most Jedi master Jedi, crazy powerful, amazingly perfect and better than everybody at everything, then you make your own lightsaber? And then you ignite it, like when the story's over?
Who are you?
I'm Rey.
Rey who?
Rey Skywalker.
I just couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe the cheapness of what it looks like. What the repair job looks like. And again, at that point, just make a new one. Why are you repairing this? And then I was like, the only explanation I can think of is, well, there's two. One, nostalgia, and then two, nostalgia to purchase said fixed lightsaber of the Skywalkers. And, you know, part of me wonders if they did that partially too because they saw that as selling more than a Rey lightsaber, right? Because, I mean, JJ could have easily given her own lightsaber at the beginning of The Rise of Skywalker, right? We would all have just assumed that the lightsaber was rebuilt. You give her a blue blade, like she had the blue kyber crystal, fine, and then has her own hilt. But the other thing about this that's kind of corny too is she didn't have to get her own kyber crystal either. She didn't have to do basically didn't have to do any legwork for anything. But now the lightsaber lore is even worse than it already was. Didn't have to make one. Didn't have to find her own kyber crystal. Didn't have to do anything. Just did this little repair job. She could have, maybe, who knows, maybe some mech droid could have done that for her. Like, I don't know. But just, I don't see the reasoning behind this. This is so chintzy and so lame. And again, you look at the photo of it, it looks cheap. It doesn't look like it's properly repaired. And in the concept art, I think they were trying to make it kind of cooler, but even that looks dumb. Just make your own lightsaber. Do something that someone's supposed to do before they become a Jedi. At least do, like, can you do anything that Jedi normally do? Anything?
So, yeah.
Do you think she has any just kind of inherent weaknesses or...
I mean, I don't really believe in weaknesses in people.
Okay.
For sure think people can work on themselves, like with things like anger and jealousy.
Right.
But that's workable. That's not something that's fixed that can't be changed. You can, like, work on that.
Okay.
And I don't think she's those things.
Okay.
I guess not. Now we got lightsaber lore that's also absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel. Feel free to check out anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.